inject sincerity and conviction and control any nervousness.
Just like Albert Einstein, Michael Jordan, Michael Dale, President Obama, you have the same thing. Well, the same 24 hours at least in a day. And because we all have a finite amount of time each day, we have to decide and prioritize that time to decide what is the most important things for us to focus on throughout that day. We talked about a little bit about habits on last week and thinking about creating habits. Well, those habits have to have time for the habits, so the time where we take the time to actually work on those things. Today I wanted to talk about it as I was thinking about what things are we pursuing. Because we only have a certain amount of time, we can't pursue everything. Though many times we would like to have a hand in this and a hand in that. It's just not possible or feasible for us to spend a huge amount of time on a multitude of tasks. So then we have to have a focus and we have to prioritize. So what are we pursuing? What things are we pursuing? The things that we're pursuing, again, have to be things that that have value to us, that have meaning to us, that we're passionate about. I want to just kind of give three things that will help us, three questions that kind of help us to evaluate all the things that we do on a day-to-day basis and whether or not those things are worth pursuing. There's a laundry list of things that we could do and things, and something is always competing for our time and our attention and our energies. But for us to see ourselves accomplish some of the major things, the goals and the priorities in our life, we have to prioritize and make sure we're pursuing the right things and doing the right things day in and day out. So do you like it? I guess the first question would be like, the things that you're doing, do you like doing it? I've been told, and all of me told that if we do the things we love, we'll never work a day in our life. Well, if we think about having a fulfilled life and pursuing the right things, then there has to be things that we actually enjoy. So do you actually like the things that you do on a day-to-day basis? Often admonish our younger kids because we've seen so many people go into careers that they do not like and hold jobs for years, their entire lives, that they do not really care for, they're not passionate about, they don't like, and many times you hear the complaints that come behind it. And I always admonish our kids, don't follow the money, follow your heart, follow your passion, do something that you'll wake up every day and smile and enjoy doing. So do you like it? The second thing is, can you commit to it? Or if it means that much to you, are you willing to commit to it? If you're going to pursue it just means just that. You got to put some time and some energy and some effort. That's the very essence of pursuing that we run after. And if we have dreams and aspirations, we have a big why, are we willing to make the commitments to that why? To see it happen, to see it come to pass, are willing to take the time and prioritize the things that we might do. I hate to see a day where we would be, people who work our whole lives and we strive and we struggle and we spend time and energies to climb the ladder, only to get to the top and realize that the ladder was leaning against the wrong building. Go Toastmasters.
I don't know your name, I'm sorry. Ferris. So if we could start with you, Ms. Ferris, about how you encourage yourself daily.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
One
stand
example,
here
or
or
should, I'll stand here.
Okay.
One example would be every morning I declare and I decree how my day shall be. So I command my morning. I believe that you shall have what you say. The word tells us that the power of life and death are in your tongue. That is what I do every day. I decree and declare how my day shall be.
Thank you, Ferris. Detlef, would you like to tell us how you begin your encouraging day?
I wish I had a system like yours. I actually don't. So I wake up and then I think, what do I need to do today? And I know that is something that I should work on. because I do most of the time, I follow the things that are most urgent. And I think that's the wrong strategy. At least I've heard that from many people and read in many books. I think I should actually improve on that and make a list of the priorities that I put on top. Instead, I just most of the time, I let the world dictate what my day looks like. So I know this is not the best thing. I'm just admitting it. Maybe some of you do the same thing. And I think it's bad, and I'm trying to improve on that and trying to say, I need to get to the things that I think are important and just put the stuff aside that other people put on me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Gloria, how do you start your encouraging day?
Normally, for most mornings, I start my day off with a quiet moment. And many times I will pray and I will reflect on those things that I'm thankful for. We hear often about having an attitude of gratitude. And I realize that when you have that attitude of gratitude, you're not necessarily thinking about the negative. Maybe things you don't have, the things you wish, things you can't change. But you think about, oh, I have this, or I have that. I have health today. I was talking to someone recently, and I have a brother who's in a nursing home. When I look at him, I can say, oh, I'm thankful that I have health, and not just because of that, but I'm reminded daily of having health. I'm reminded that I have a home, I have a job. I thank him for those little things that sometimes we take for granted. And when I think about how grateful I am that I have those things, that I am able to walk, because sometimes I said, the older you get, gosh, you start feeling all these pains in these hips. And I said, even though I have these pains, Lord, I thank you, I can still get up and I can walk. Sometimes I don't feel like exercising, but I can still do it. No, so I'm thinking about those things that I do have, those things that I can do. When I think about that, I'm not thinking about the negative as much. And it really helps me, and I can bring about that smile that I want to have instead of people saying, what's wrong with you? You okay today? No, usually thinking about that and just being thankful and having that attitude of gratitude makes a difference for me. Fellows listeners.
Absolutely. Thank you. Lisa, it is hard to not start the day off negative because some of us wake up to the TV and the news stories and things of that nature. So tell us about your encouragement start of the day.
That's one of the things I decided not to do a long time ago. Not watch the news in the morning, not listen to the radio, not read the paper because it's all negative things. Me having a Pollyanna attitude I just believe there are more good people in the world than bad. There are more good things going on than bad. It just doesn't get sensationalized. So therefore, I eliminate those things in the morning, and I used to really like listening to the radio in the morning, but it's always the latest bad thing that happened and nothing new. Stop listening to the radio completely, then I would listen to sermons in the morning, and that helped a lot because it just helped me to stay focused on what I need to do. And I think that's how we get discouraged sometimes. We lose focus of what we want in our life, and it gets us off track. For instance, at work, I'm very unfocused now, thinking about what other people are doing and maybe how they're getting ahead and things that's going on with them when I should be focusing on just my happiness. This is my plan. This is what I plan to do to get there, and that's it. It doesn't involve anyone else. The other thing is I love my family dearly, dearly, dearly. And it's a blessing every morning I get up. I say, thank you for keeping us safe through the night. Working in the field I work in, there's so many people who experience loss, especially of their children. And I'm just thinking, my son is in there asleep. And I'm thankful for that. And that reminds me of everything. Unfortunately, I lost my dad last year, but I have a parent. My mother who's very active, still works, still very lucid. Everything, she's fine. Sisters and brothers I can call and talk to anytime I want to. Spend time with my nephews and my son and my sisters yesterday. Little things like that I don't have to have the biggest house, the newest car, the most money. I just cherish those things. That's how.
Thank you.
It's almost a second speech.
Ernesto, how about you? How do you get encouraged in the morning? See?
Well, I think I start my day being honest. I'm not a morning person. So my wife is happier and smiley and super energized. Something that I'm grateful for. So I'm taking from her since we've been living together. That attitude just to being happy in the morning and being grateful at the same time, just thank you, I'm alive. My second thing is go directly to the computer and check my emails. The second thing is just check my list to do what I do the night before. And just to have the attitude and the energy to do that, give me the peace that I'm organized, but at the same time, not because it's something is next. So I feel energized because I have something to do and I can do it. That's one of my reasons that I can wake up in the morning and feel energized every day.
Thank you. Regina, you always offer us great words of encouragement. I'm one of those persons also. I can encourage anybody, but for yourself, what do you start with?
Actually, I'm like you. I'm not a morning person. You would think that I am, though, because what I do is I psych myself out in knowing that there is hope. Because when I wake up, I know that God has given me another day. A brand new day to get what I didn't get right on yesterday, to try to do it better today. I always ask for wisdom and knowledge. My television is on, and I used to have it on channels for gospel stations to wake me up with. However, my husband changed that because he wants to hear the weather and the news. And since he gets up earlier than I do, and his preference sets in. So we have to hear the news, and even though we're waiting for the weather. But when I hear the news, it helps me to pray for them. Because everyone deserves to have a better life than what's happening out there. So I pray if it's a tragedy, then I just say a prayer in my own spirit, just God forgive them, bless the family. Or I say, help the individuals who are the suspects. My husband is a police officer, so I pray for police officers as well as for my husband. I often wake up in the morning with a prayer on my heart because it wasn't always that I thought that way. It was ways that I thought that I could change the world and do things in my own spirit. When you get older, as Gloria mentioned, you start realizing you can't remember everything. You have pains and aches. There are things in your life that you're not going to control. You'll learn that as you grow older. But I ask for wisdom and knowledge to choose my direction in every area and not choose emotions. Because when I choose wisdom over emotions, that makes a much better day, and I can encourage anybody else.
Absolutely. Just to follow up on that, I actually used to see accidents and the emotion of, oh goodness gracious, and even pets or road kill or whatnot. And I used to be like, oh, let me make sure I don't hit. But I spoke to someone who was like, when you pass those things, just say, bless that,
Yes.
or bless that accident, or, just say a short prayer or something like that. So that is a good encouragement. Shiloh, what about you? What's encouragement? How do you get your day started?
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I start my mornings with meditation. I get up about a half hour early to make it happen. I have my cup of tea. I sit down, put the headphones on, and listen to the music, and it drops me into a meditative place. And I don't work so much about what I'm going to accomplish for the day, because my day is so erratic, I don't know. I can't control that. I can't control what comes into my day that I'm going to have to take care of. What I really, really work on are my emotions, my insides, cleaning that up, cleaning up my ego, cleaning up my reactions to things, making sure that I'm calm, that I don't have any anger, that I don't have any resentments, that I don't have anything left over from the day before. And looking at that stuff, I find my part in it. What was my part? Once I find my part, then I can forgive. I forgive me, and then it doesn't really matter about anybody else. When everybody else I can't do anything about. And most of the stuff, I'm angry at them because I didn't stand up for myself. That's most of the time how it happens. So if I forgive myself, then my day goes a whole lot better. And as the day progresses, I check in every once in a while. What am I feeling right now? Am I out of control? Am I overwhelmed? I sit down, I breathe, I get back into it, and then things start running again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mr. Anthony, how do you get encouragement 6 feet in the air?
One of the first ways is, I guess when I get up, I know there's nothing gonna happen that day that the Lord and I together can't handle. So I kind of wake up saying, bring it on, world. Me and God gonna handle it, whatever it is. I take no thought for tomorrow. So today, let's just deal with today. And that relieves just a lot of stress of having, of worry is let's just deal with today. My responsibility to my family, to my community, to our church, motivates me every morning. I realize that I have to get up, that when I get up every day, people are depending on me, my family, my sons, my wife, our employees, they are depending on me to get up and do what I need to do. And by me doing what I need to do, it helps them, and it gives me a great joy to be able to be a catalyst for providing and then for helping other men to be able to provide for their family. That gives me great joy. And then I'm motivated by the aroma from my morning coffee that I get every morning, and then motivated by the fact that I get there early enough to get there before all the lines. So usually when I get into the coffee shop, there's nobody there for me. I can take my time for my coffee and then head over to the office. And then I'm further motivated as I turn to go to our office where our business is located. I'm usually the first one there. The rest of the people usually don't get to 8 o'clock. And so I usually arrive about 6:45.